Do not call Victor Wembanyama the best in the world if he can't tell the other four guys on the court to get on my back. I'm going to carry us home. Do not. He's a great player, but he's not that. He's not that. All right, so we are currently watching game 2 of the NBA Finals, and Karl Anthony Towns has had a great first half. He is the best player on the court. Jalen Brunson isn't really hitting any shots, but the Knicks are still in the lead thanks to them just playing hard. Their shots aren't falling, but they're playing hard, getting some turnovers, getting out in transition. The Spurs side of things, they look absolutely horrible. Victor Wembanyama looks like a deer in headlights out there. Victor Wembanyama looks scared. Victor Wembanyama, who was supposed to be the best player in the world, best 22-year-old of all time, better than LeBron James at 22, better than Kyrie Irving in the finals at 22, 23, 24, better than Kobe Bryant at 22, 23, better than Shaquille O'Neal at 22, 23. This guy is playing trash, ass, badonkadon, pap smear, pineapple ass. We have the guru of basketball himself, no disrespect, who claimed that this nigga was the best, the greatest, best thing since sliced bread, was going to take over the league, is now making excuses and is now saying that he didn't say these things after we saw him say these things. We need to hold him accountable. He has gone as far as to blame De'Aaron Fox for why Victor Wembanyama cannot perform well. Who, if he's the best player in the world, Shaq didn't have the greatest point guards. De'Aaron Fox is better than any point guard that Shaq ever had. But when it was time to be aggressive, he knew to be aggressive. If he wanted the ball, he demanded the ball. Give me the ball. I'm the best in the world. You knew when Shaquille O'Neal wanted the ball, he was the best in the world, and he would do what he got to do. He has went so far to blame De'Aaron Fox for why Victor Wembanyama is playing like he's scared.
Strike Lab says, crazy how you can call Wemby the best player in the world while simultaneously not hold him to that standard. Again, the things in which I'm telling Wemby to be good at are not the things that y'all are criticizing him for. That would be me sitting here trying to criticize.
Good rotation.
That would be like me criticizing Luka for not playing great defense.
Wemby, get on Wemby. You said the things that we are criticizing him about or what? Or what? He just not good. If you're the best player in the world, you should be able to dominate. You should demand the ball. You shouldn't be getting outworked. Simple. That's tough. Wemby just turned the ball over trying to pass the ball to Stephon Castle. He's blaming Stephon Castle. If Wemby would have came up the court and hit that shot, he would have been glazing all. Oh my God! Who can do this? 7'6" dribbling up the court. Oh! But because his teammates know he has that ability and start running in transition off of a missed shot with 12 seconds to go, he decides to pass and turn it over. It's the point guard's fault. Come on now. Wemby shoots. Misses. He misses. Knicks take over 2-0. Let's go. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. I told y'all about Wemby. I told you can settle with him taking jump shots. He is only effective when he's rolling to the rim or running the court or catching a one more. Other than that, you can live with him. The Knicks, they scrape by with this one. I cannot lie. They scrape by with this one. The Knicks sold in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. The Spurs went on multiple 9-0 runs, 12-0 runs to get themselves back in the game, which led to it being a close game. Dylan Harper was absolutely amazing. The Spurs defense was stifling for the Knicks, especially Jalen Brunson, as he had a very rough game. He was like 5 for 25, 5 for 30. Missed a lot of shots that he usually makes. I would count on those shots going in when he gets back in the Garden. But for the fact that they were able to escape a horrible game by Jalen Brunson, a great game by Cat, even though he went missing in the fourth quarter. He wasn't aggressive, wasn't commanding the ball, especially when offense got extremely stagnant. But the fact that they were able to escape and head back to home crowd, home stadium, home arena, home atmosphere with a 2-0 lead and the possibility to finish off the series at home, I am excited. I want to see this for New York. I've never seen a major sports town win like New York or with the Knicks or the Cowboys in football. So as a sports fan, I want this to happen. Also, I'm not believing the Wemby propaganda anymore. I wasn't on hand with it. I wasn't on board with it before, and I'm definitely not on board with it now. He is not. People were calling him the best player in the world, the best 22, 23-year-old we have seen. He is an amazing defensive talent, but offensively, he is miles behind. He makes the game harder for himself, and also his point guards got to be better at getting him the ball. But if you are the best in the world, you command the ball, you command the paint, you dominate no matter what. So I'm not gonna put all the onus on the guards for not looking for him every time. My guy right here, Mr. Legend of Winning, keeps finding ways to blame others for Wemby's mistakes, and I'm not down with that. He needs to be held accountable for him jumping out the window saying that Wemby was better at 22 years old than LeBron James. Wemby is better than 22 than Kobe Bryant. Wemby is better than 22 than Michael Jordan. Wemby is better at 22 than Kyrie Irving, even in the finals. I don't care what none of y'all say. Kyrie Irving's finals was special. It was special. Wemby he's 8 feet tall, settling for a jumper at the end of the game in an isolation situation. That tells you everything you need to know. He's not confident in his body. He's not confident in his strength, and he took the easy way out. So outside of Wemby, I think Dylan Harper was absolutely amazing. Dylan Harper, he was the best player on the court for the Spurs tonight. Stephon Castle, he's literally Russell Westbrook. He can't take care of the ball to save his life. He coming down in the last minute of the game, the Spurs got to stop. This was a crucial possession. The Spurs got to stop after a Jalen Brunson tough three. They get a rebound. They're out in transition. People on the stream were wondering why Mitch Johnson was not going to call a timeout. I'm a believer in not calling a timeout in transition situations with the game on the line. I believe you push against an unset defense and try to attack the rim, put pressure on the defense, and get the best shot available. And I assume that's why Mitch Johnson didn't call a timeout. It ended up biting him in the tail. But Victor Wembanyama turned the ball over with the game on the line. He brings the ball up the court any other time. He'll try to do all these dribble moves any other time. His teammates see he has the rebound. They are running in transition. Everybody is filling their lanes, filling their gaps. He gets the ball and he decides to pass it to Stephon Castle while Stephon Castle's back is turned. Now people on this stream are trying to blame Stephon Castle for running away as he is the point guard. I'm not going to put that blame on Stephon Castle. I believe that's a moment where Wemby got flustered and turned over the ball. Any other time, like I say, he wants the ball in his hand. Hence the OKC shot. Hence the half-court shot he hit against OKC. He dribbling through everybody and phew, he shoot it. But so I'm not blaming Stephon Castle for that.
And you said in the clutch, and then I said he took 3 shots in the clutch.
Uh-oh, he getting sensitive. Not too much, boo. Don't get too sensitive, boo. Okay.
I literally led with before we got to this point. I literally led with that it doesn't matter what anybody else does. It's going to be Wemby's fault. I literally led with that. You decided to.
Hey, all in his feelings. When you make those statements, you're being condescending. That's like when my girlfriend, when she makes one of those statements, she be like, "Oh, it's fine. It's fine. No, I don't have attitude. No, I don't have attitude. I'm fine. It's whatever. I guess it's my fault. It's my fault. Yeah, I understand. It's my fault. It's my fault you took it the wrong way. Like, what? Look, he being so condescending right now.
I agree. And so, everything you're saying, it doesn't, like I said, chat, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if Mitch Johnson, the coach, could have called a timeout, or the guard that's on the floor should look at the big and get the ball. None of that matters. It all comes down to Wemby. Because Wemby had a terrible. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because Wemby,
we have a problem with
Wemby. I listen.
This is like, bro, this dead ass a woman shit right here. This is shit my girlfriend does. Oh my god. Hey, I'm glad. I'm see, if he ain't never say Wemby was the best in the world, I wouldn't be this happy. But he came up here and tried to tell us Wemby was the best in the world and was about to be an all-time GOAT. Boy, if you need to fuck up out of here with all that bullshit. Believers in this Rudy Gobert with hand-eye coordination are in a frenzy right now and making excuses for it, making excuses any way possible for why it's not Wemby's fault and how he's young, so he's able to do this. But just last week, they were saying he was the greatest in the world. He has no flaws in his game. Offensively and defensively, he's such an asset that when he's on the court, he's the greatest we've ever seen. All this dumb shit that these niggas were saying, mostly dorks. Mind you, I respect them. But the people who are Wemby FC, in my opinion, are just dorks, because Wemby's a dork. Honestly, Wemby just should stop talking. Wemby should do a lot less talking. It's only going to make people like him less, because the more he talks, he just sounds so pompous. He sounds like a pompous dickhead every time he talks. He wants to save the world, but yet when he gets on the court, he's a dirty player. Like, he be throwing elbows. Like, come on now. You can't be trying to save the world and being an activist of the world, but out here throwing elbows to our Latino brothers and sisters. Come on now. Wemby, if you so much of an activist, protest. Don't play in the games and Donald Trump gonna be there. If you as much of an activist as you think you is, don't play. Donald Trump gonna be in attendance, don't play. Protest, sacrifice for the betterment of the world and the youth. Do it.
I'm about to eat a lot of crow with this
Yes,
one,
you
bro.
are.
A lot of
Yes,
crow.
you are.
Please forgive
Yes,
me
you
for being
are.
late again.
Yes, you are.
A bit under
Yeah.
the weather.
Nah, you won't.
Throat
you
kind of
won't
messed
let
up.
it-
But game 2 of the NBA,
Why that throat messed up? All that Wemby glaze, nigga. All that Wemby glaze, bro.
the New York Knicks pull out a nail biter, 105-104. And this right here was a roller coaster of events in this game.
And Brunson, we trust.
There was going to be one talking point after the first 2 quarters, another one after the 3rd quarter, and in the 4th quarter, it is now just transformed into what I genuinely believe is one of the worst, I want to say like 4 to 5 possession stretch that I've seen from a superstar caliber player in my lifetime, especially someone of the caliber of best in the world talks from Victor Wembanyama.
I like the accountability. You coming out with accountability. Letting it be known he not the best in the world. He not even close. He not even top 5. He not even top 5. You was anointing that boy like he was Christ. You was anointing the Frenchman like he was Christ. That boy is just Rudy Gobert. Why don't people like Rudy Gobert? Because the nigga's lame. Rudy Gobert and Victor Wembanyama are the same person. Victor Wembanyama just knows how to do a hezzy tween.
How bad he closed out this game. It was despicably bad. So, to break down what ended up happening on what I believe is going to go down as one of the craziest meltdowns I've ever seen, we first start with this shot out of a timeout. He gets pushed all the way out of the lane. He's out of the paint at this point. He's out of the paint. Mikal Bridges tips it out of his hands, tip, and he gets the ball, and he takes a step back 3. How in the world Wemby goes from this type of positioning all the way to this? Beyond me. I have no idea what is going on. And again, we can sit here and I do think that there is some blame to go to the guards for not getting him the ball quicker. Champagny should be able to just throw this ball to him. That is
It's always somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. How Champagny gonna throw him the ball? Look, Champagny is jumping in the air. By the time he catch the ball, Wemby is pushed out.
been an ongoing theme with this team for the last 3 years. But at the end of the day, even if he got the ball right here, that would have been.
He would have settled for a mid-range jump shot, which is not automatic. It ain't automatic yet.
One of the 2 missed potential game-winning shots happens. Here you are, and again, we can blame Mitch Johnson because I don't know what type of play this is. You call a timeout, and you basically don't get any action at all. Also, this is going to be important to acknowledge later.
If he's the best player in the world, shouldn't he be able to create? If this is the so-called best player in the world that you anointed as the greatest 22-year-old that you've ever seen, shouldn't he be able to create?
I don't know. I just don't understand why Stephon Castle's on the floor. If you need better floor spacing, I just don't get it. However, at the end of the day, Wemby gets the ball again, pull up midi, and he just misses it. Misses it. And
That has nothing to do with the personnel on the floor. That's a good shot. He got to make it. It has nothing to do with Stephon Castle being in the corner. Has nothing to do with De'Aaron Fox not being aggressive. He had a wide open shot, wide open 15-footer, and he did not make it. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm sorry. I can't blame anyone for him not making a routine shot. I know you miss some, you make some, but that's an easy shot he has to knock down. But let's see how you cape for him. Let's see how you cape for him, Big Low.
this is the
rebound. 12 seconds remaining.
This is
How you gonna explain this? How you gonna explain this? And before you start explaining it, I want you to know when he doing all that tween being a guard, y'all hype him up. And his teammates, they're probably under the same assumption. Oh, he can bring the ball up. He gonna create something. So they run it in transition. Everyone's filling the lanes. Everybody's filling the lane. Lemon booty. Lemon booty. Booty got tight. All that France anime shit he be talking. Boy.
12 seconds remaining.
This is the ridiculous turnover that will be played for the rest of Wemby's career. Now, in this play, there's a couple things to notice because a lot of people are saying, who is to blame? And I'm gonna just keep it a beam with y'all. That is Wemby's fault. Okay. And sure, other players could have been at blame, Mitchell, et cetera, but the reason why it's Wemby's fault is because he was the one in position to make the right call, and he just didn't do it. It is important to acknowledge when everyone is saying, why not call a timeout? Because they have already acknowledged that they're not going to call a timeout because of what I said earlier about Mike Brown playing offense and defense. And
it's better to push and transition against a non-setup defense. During the string, y'all was like, why you want to call a timeout? I'm under the belief you never call a timeout under situations like that. Unless it's like 3 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds left and you got to call it, get it half court, get a set. But when it's 10 seconds left and y'all getting off a miss, attack. Put pressure on the rim. Pause. Put pressure on the rim. My coaching philosophy. I don't know if that's like some Roy Williams shit. I grew up watching Roy.
Mine, we don't want to call a timeout because we want to keep both Brunson and Towns on the floor. It's further understood that they're not going to call a timeout because if you look at Mitch Johnson carefully right here, Mitch Johnson signals for them to go. So it's already understood there is no timeout that's going to be called. I have to admit, the idea of Castle turning his back to Wemby when he is a guard and supposed to come get the ball, I have to admit, Castle, that's not his responsibility in this set. The reason why
why would he pass the ball right here to someone who, first of all, whose back isn't to the sideline, and then with Jalen Brunson right here. So as soon as he catches, Jalen Brunson gonna be right here with the chances of him traveling. That wouldn't be smart. That's not smart at all. It's not smart at all.
But choked. He just played so bad in the last 2 minutes of a very winnable game that I cannot absolve him of what he did in those last 2 minutes, because in the 14 to 16 minutes before that, he played exceptionally well. That's how bad those 2 minutes were.
That's why I told somebody on Twitter, bro. Somebody on Twitter was like, he had a great second half. I'm like, I mean, yeah, he had 22 points in the second half, but if you have 3 or 4 huge mistakes in the last 2 to 3 minutes of the game, you had a bad game. Like, because those are cool. It's not like you had one mistake that cost you the game. You had back-to-back mistakes, back-to-back bad decisions that led to y'all losing that game. It's like a Westbrook triple-double game. Westbrook could have had triple-doubles all he wanted. I'm willing to bet half of them it was a horrible game. I'm willing to bet Westbrook. That's bad basketball.
I think if you're just going to be the best player on the Spurs, or if you're going to be just an all-NBA caliber player, you cannot look that bad in the final 2 minutes of this game. And I get it. 22 years old, he's young.
All right, bro. He doing all this rigmarole to try to like soften the blow. Nah, dog. Your boy not that. The league done found out. The nigga is whack. But now we about to see what Bomani Jones got to say. Bomani Jones is another one of those guys who was a huge Victor Wembanyama fan, Victor Wembanyama believer, sings praises of Victor. I can tell you one thing about Bomani. He is a dork. So let's see what he has to say. And all respect to Bomani. I've been listening to Bomani since I was in the 8th grade. I might be a dork myself.
I just felt like all the discussion was just a bunch of people who had been waiting for their chance to be haters. And
definitely a little bit.
We learned with the chat.
Mind you, little background on Bomani Jones. Bomani Jones doesn't like Shedeur Sanders. Should tell you everything you need to know about that guy.
On the perimeter, you're saying that he's too tall to be standing on the perimeter, and he is tall, man. The reason that he's having trouble with Towns and again OG, who is 6'7", is because they are big. And so when Carl puts the ball on the dribble and gets a little bit past him and he turns that shoulder, there's nothing Victor can do. Just about everybody else, the guys that aren't that big, he can play from behind and pitch they shit, right? He can't do that with Towns. Towns is 260 or 270 pounds. There's like, at least appears to be in that zone. He can't do nothing with him on that front. That's where it's like, no, the issue with Towns, if Towns had played with what appears to be this level of toughness and this level of physical resolve, we wouldn't have been saying that stuff we said about him before. But it gets us back to Victor, where he's not going to be able to get himself down to the places that people want him to get. The question is why Mitch Johnson is not figuring out a way to get him or get the ball there or whatever it is. Like, they don't seem to be doing anything, and you let me know if
A new set of lights, man. He gonna learn. Mitch Johnson gonna learn. This is his first time.
you're going to have to figure out a way to help Victor Wembanyama get to the shots that are easy, right? The expectation that he at this point in his career is just going to be able to do that. No.
No one that young has.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing. Y'all having so much sympathy for this guy, yet y'all were calling him the best in the world. This is why I won't let up off y'all's necks. He's a top 10 player. Top 10. He's not 5. He might be 7 or 8. But come on now. You can't have this sympathy for him. If you're going to call him the best in the world, he better be able to go get his own bucket when he feels like it. Ant can do that. Shea can do that. Jokic can do that. Luka can do that. Steph can do that. Come on, man.
How are you going to figure this out? Like what got me on that last play of the game where he missed that shot. There's no way that, to me, you should have been playing for a pick and pop under that circumstance, because I don't think you want him taking that shot. I'd have much rather Fox take that shot than him. I would have thought that off that screen, a hard roll, and people have said, well, the Knicks had all those people in there. That's fine. Let them have all those people in there. Let them all look at Victor, and then we get the ball to one of these other guys who should be able to make a shot.
Or someone fouls. You're sending them to the line.
Yeah, I mean, how many of them can get high enough to do something? Like, it's all those questions. I don't know, but I thought that the play there should have been a hard roll rather than, well, let's play it for him to take an elbow jumper. But we've seen when it's come time for big shots, what they clearly think is his spot is like an elbow jumper. Right? No, I agree. You don't want it to be that, but you're going to have to figure out with this guy a way to get him better shots when it comes to that. But no, we're not at a point in the Victor game where he's just going to decide where he's at the point. And when we saw that in game 1 of the last series where he can be that dude, like everything can line up and he can make it happen. But hey, you're just going to jump on my back and we're going to make it happen. You can't count on it.
What'd you make of the late turnover?
Do not call him the best in the world if he can't do that. Simple. Y'all were calling this dude the best in the world. Do not look me in the eyes. Look. Do not call Victor Wembanyama the best in the world if he can't tell the other 4 guys on the court to get on my back. I'm going to carry us home. Do not. He's a great player, but he's not that. He's not that.
I'm saying. But when he was 22, we weren't killing him for not playing well in that game. This is Larry Bird.
But man, I'm going to tell you why people are killing Victor. Because he comes off as a pompous asshole who thinks he knows everything, thinks he's better than people, thinks he's more high ground police. Like, the guy, it's a little bit insufferable. It gets to him. Like, it just... And then you factor in the fact that he's a dirty player. On top of that, he comes out, elbows people in the neck, throws around the little Latino brothers, Jose Alvarado, dives at people's knees. Like, if you're gonna be he leaves a bad taste in certain people's mouths. Yeah, pause.